All right, let's call this meeting pre-council to order. Good to see everybody, and it's like it's like New Year's. We're starting over. It's nothing like a new term, 4 years ahead. And first, of course, I want to say it's always great to see everybody, and we especially want to say a special welcome to now Councilman Joe Eatman.
Which one is
yes.
that?
And you know, like I said, Joe and I've known each other for many years, and I never. Do you prefer to be called Joe or Joseph?
Joe's fine.
Joe's fine. Okay, so he'll be Councilman
We
Joe.
won't hold it against you that you've known Kip for a while.
And we still speak. Yeah, Councilman Joe. Not as long as I've known Cassius, but anyway. Hey, so is there a motion we approve the minutes?
Second.
Motion second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Minutes approved. All right, department comments, starting with you, Virgil.
This is a rehash of 3209 7th Street. This one's been in for quite a while, but he's making some more progress. He's started, if you can look down at the bottom right there, he started scraping, getting ready to paint the exterior. The backside, he has the vinyl siding is on there and everything, so you can see he's got the vinyl siding on the back. I'm trying to get him to wrap up the outside, get the roof and the outside painted, and then we could cut him loose and let him work on the inside as he sees fit. But he's battling funds, so we're just gonna work with him best we can.
What have y'all told him?
I say we give him another 90 days.
Okay.
And he's making progress. It's slow, but he's making it. And to give him credit, because I talked to him about the painting, and he started scraping, and then we had 3 weeks of rain, so he can't get it dried off enough to paint right now. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks he'll be able to get some dry weather to do some painting.
So he's gonna paint the side of it?
Yeah, he's gonna paint the wood. The wood part he's gonna paint it. The siding is in good shape. He'll have to replace a few windows, but the siding's still in pretty good shape. He did cut that big bush down that was on the side. So.
What district is it, one?
What's
What
that?
district?
This is in one.
What's the gentleman's name again, Virgil?
Gaffrey Bugs.
That's right.
He's been up here 2 or 3 times on this.
I think this is 6 or 7.
Oh, okay.
It's been a while. It's like I said, it's been a slow process, but
Virgil, what's that address again?
3209 7th Street.
You know, Cassius and I were talking a couple of weeks ago. You know, it's hard these days, and as long as people are showing a good effort, because things are so expensive.
That roof's probably gonna cost him
Good effort, I think
$7,000
we
or
should.
10, I don't know.
And he does some work within the community, other repair jobs and stuff to get the funds to do this. So
Yeah. You're doing good. I'm okay with 90 days.
that's all I've got for tonight.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to him tonight. I've got some work I need done at my house. Maybe I can help him.
Pay him, though.
Yeah, but I'll pay him, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. The wind got my fence, so that I big fence down and years too.
Yep.
All right, Antonius.
Good afternoon, Council and Mayor. We have 4 applicants tonight. The first one would be Lamont Fried and Frosty. They're applying for a restaurant retail liquor license at 2217 University Boulevard. All right.
Have you talked to them, Lee?
If not, this is the place that's turned over 3 or 4 times in the last year or two.
Yes,
Couple
sir.
doors down,
Yes, sir.
to the left.
Mhm.
And what's the Fried and Frosted, what is the name?
Sir.
What type of business is it?
All right, so they're applying for a restaurant. I'm not quite sure. He'll explain more details later on today at council for you. All right.
You know,
The second applicant I have will be Sitar's Indian Express. They're applying for retail beer owner off premises and retail table wine owner off premises, located at 1825 McFarland Boulevard North, Suite 250. They were approved last year, but missed the deadline with the ABC board as far as getting a license, so they have to reapply again. All right, and then my third applicant will be Tony's Italian Grill. They're applying for a retail beer owner off premises, retail table wine owner off premises, located at 6601 Highway 69 South.
You see on Facebook, waitress follows people out that in temper.
All right, and then my last applicant today will be Fast Lane Mart. They're applying for retail beer off premises and retail table wine off premises. They're located at 1515 12th Avenue.
Can you back up one? Back up another one. Now, where was the one that was showing? So that's Crew Lounge up there. That's the one that we had the problems with. I assume closed down.
Yes, sir.
These have been, he's open for business.
Yes, he's open.
Was that an old Bojangles or?
Yes, sir.
Bojangles?
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you.
Okay, that's all. Thanks, Tony. All right, Zach.
So we have an annexation for you guys tonight. So you actually saw this last week. This was the, in Mr. Crow's district, those 9 lots that are gonna be estate lots. Y'all approved the rezoning to LR, Lake Residential. And so now they're coming in to the city limits, and when they come into the city limits, they will be zoned LR. So again, here's the location and essentially what I just summarized for you guys, and then that plat. And this was unanimously recommended for approval. Pretty simple one for you guys tonight.
It's on the agenda. It's on our agenda tonight, correct?
Yes, sir.
Any questions, Mr. Crowe, anybody?
All right, thanks.
Thank you, Zach. Yeah, that's a good one. Mayor Maddox.
Yes, sir. I don't have anything to report. We do have 3 items for executive session. We are going to try to expedite as quickly as possible, understanding the new schedules apply. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, one thing too that what I know the mayor was talking about was we do start 5 o'clock council meeting tonight for the first time. I know everybody's not unhappy about that. And so, but the change in our committee structure will begin in 2 weeks because it has to be advertised for a week, which will hopefully expedite committees and make it better. But again, it'll be something that'll be kind of a trial and error at first to see how things go. But I believe, and I'm gonna thank Scott for working on that, and I think we'll have a good new plan for the committees once everything kind of really gets straightened out.
Do our committee assignments start today?
Yes. Yes. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, new committee assignments start today. They do not start today?
They have
Sure
to.
they do.
We have,
Why not?
No, the committees that we're going off of today will go off of the published agendas from this past Friday. The new committee agendas, or the new committee assignments will start on the same day that we have the new times for committees.
so do we still have the old structure?
Old committees today.
And
Today is the last time for old committees.
We don't have the people.
Yeah, what about the fact that,
So.
what about the fact, well, I guess just to make sure an alternate will have,
Well, in finance, I'm the alternate in finance.
everybody has an alternate, so
Yeah.
just make
Yeah,
sure
we'll be
to
all right.
look at those. Yeah, or you can do it with two people, but if you can be an alternate. Okay,
Alright, so, today we've got, 2 quick things to kind of go over. If you remember a couple of weeks ago, we talked about Historic Preservation Commission and the Public Library. So this is kind of just a reminder saying, hey, we are still accepting resumes for the Historic Preservation Commission through the 31st. So we've only got 9 applications so far. So if anyone is considering Historic Preservation Commission, they need to go ahead and get that resume in before the 31st.
What do we have for openings, 2 or 3?
So right now we have 2. So we'll have 5 possible members that will either be reappointed or not reappointed. We've got 2 of the current members who have already said that they do not want to be reappointed. So for sure, we have 2 right now.
No 2 and possibly more. When will we know the possibly more?
After we finish accepting resumes, if we get their resumes back in,
Okay.
we'll know if they want to be reappointed.
Go ahead. I know you're going to elaborate on that.
Okay, so yep, and then if you guys look in front of you, you got the packet of all of the applications that we've received for the Tuscaloosa Public Library. This is one that we've got 2 positions that are going to be vacant. These 2 members have terms that have expired, but because of the election and waiting until their inauguration, they have agreed to kind of hang on until we find someone that we want to fill those 2 terms. So we have 12 applications or 12 applicants in that packet in front of you guys. So I just kind of wanted to put that in front of you today. We'll go over that, or you guys can go over that, look over those names, those resumes over the next couple of weeks, and then I'll come back on June 3rd and see if you guys have a recommendation.
I appreciate that because I had asked to wait till the new term, so Joe could be involved. And there are 2.
2.
Has that closed?
It is closed.
Okay. So Mr. McCracken, who I wish would have stayed on, but she did great service. Olympia McCracken did a super job representing us, and I hate that she's decided not to. But it was Ms. McCracken and Mr. Warren.
Virginia Ennis.
Virginia Ennis. Okay. All right. So again, all council members will especially come up with maybe your top 2 or top 3 choices, and then we'll vote on it, or see who has the most support, and then recommend that to the full council. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Brandy, did the library board or did any of them recommend anybody to us?
Not that I'm aware of, no, sir.
Good.
All right, that's all I've got.
Thank you, Brandy. And thank you for all your hard work. I know you're happy that yesterday is behind us.
Yes.
Mr.
I would just
Holmes,
like to say that Brandy did a good job yesterday, keeping us in single file order.
she was barking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, She made me sometimes you work the have whole to. time. I didn't get to enjoy it. Good afternoon, council. We are down about midway down page 2 on your short agenda. On page 20, you'll be authorizing a submission of a grant application to the Appalachian Regional Commission for the Saban Center. This came to you from Finance last week. On page 21, you'll be authorizing submission of a grant application to the Appalachian Regional Commission through the Alabama Department of Economic Community Affairs for the Saban Center. This again came to you in Finance on the 13th. On page 22, you'll be authorizing a professional consulting and related services contract with Kalbacher Associates for the benefit cost analysis for the Stillman Bridge Improvements Project. This is a total of $19,000 and came to you in projects on the 13th. On page 23, you'll be authorizing professional services contract with Alertus Technologies. This is a total not to exceed $12,750 and came to you in projects on the 13th. On page 24, you'll be authorizing a professional services contract with Vetro Inc. This is a total of $24,000 and came to you in projects on the 13th. On page 25, you'll be authorizing a minor public works contract with Building Specialties Company. This is a total of $96,950 and again came to you in projects on the 13th. On page 26, you'll be authorizing the Chief Financial Officer to draw drafts from the University Boulevard East Improvements Project right-of-way acquisition. This is a total of $15,419 and comes from my office as continued property acquisition for the University Boulevard East project. On page 27, you'll be authorizing purchases of equipment, supplies, or services from SHI Inc. This is a total of $293,880.12, and it's for IT department's camera storage hardware. This is a previously budgeted item that comes to you from purchasing. On page 28, you'll be authorizing the mayor to execute reimbursable agreement with BBC Global LLC for sanitary sewer utility improvements at the Tuscaloosa National Airport. This is a total not to exceed $51,500 and came to you in projects on the 13th. On page 29 through 30, you'll be authorizing amendment number 5 to the fiscal year 2025 Water and Sewer Reserve for Future Improvements Fund budget. This came to you in finance on the 13th. On page 31 and 32, you'll be authorizing amendment number 11 to the fiscal year 2025 General Fund Reserve for Future Improvements Fund budget. This again came to finance on the 13th. On page 33, you'll be repealing section 10-24 of the Code of Tuscaloosa. This came to you in public safety last week. On page 34 through 37, you will be adding section 10-13 of the Code of Tuscaloosa. And again, this came to you in public safety last week. Mr. Pons covered the next items on page 38 through 41. On page 42, you'll be authorizing amendment number 3 to fiscal year 2025 Water and Sewer Fund budget. This came to you in finance last week. On page 43, you'll be authorizing amendment number 11 to the fiscal year 2025 General Fund budget. And this again came to you in finance last week. Any questions for me on the agenda?
Questions for Scott?
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. And I really want to thank Tom Bobbitt. We got the number 26, the item about, and I think the mayor was able to sign off quite a number yesterday, but unless you've worked on a streetscape type of project before, no one even begins to understand how difficult that is. And when you're trying to get 60-plus people to get letters, sign letters, return letters, and then do it again at least 2 times. I thought Mr. Bobbitt was in here.
Mr. Bobbitt's in Birmingham today. Mr. Tyner, I do want to. I know one of the things he would add is a thank you, because I concur with what you said, but also to point out his legal assistant, who is Christina Houghton, who's done such a great job getting the insurance items together, has been out beating the pavement, and she is out in the heat, out in the rain, talking to these folks, going along with OCE, and has really done a tremendous job on it as well.
That is wonderful, and because it's very difficult. And then once you get to the people offered how much they want for the property, they have had a couple that donated, but others wanted to ask a whole lot more than it was appraised for. But for the most part, people have been great. And when I've called on them, if you have a chance to get involved with these projects, because I have knowing these people like I do, I've gone to their house or gone to their mailbox and picked up letters myself to try to make the process go a little quicker. But so that's something, if you got street projects coming up, be mindful that once you announce it, that doesn't mean it may be a couple of years before you start seeing things, what appears to happen. But it has been moving forward, and thanks to the legal department for all their hard work on that, and everyone else that's been involved. So we have projects at 2:30, finance 3:15, admin at 4. Of course, council meeting at 5, yay. City Hall will be closed on Monday in observance Memorial Day, so no committee meetings or council meeting on the 27th. ZBA will meet at a different time. They'll meet on Wednesday on May 28th at 5 o'clock. Any other comments, communications by anyone? Okay, is there a motion we go into executive session?
So moved. Second.
Motion in a second. Mr. Holmes.
Yes, sir. As an attorney licensed to practice law in the state of Alabama and your city attorney, I can certify that this executive session is to discuss with their attorney the legal ramifications of and legal options for pending litigation, controversies not yet being litigated but imminently likely to be litigated or imminently likely to be litigated if the governmental body pursues a proposed course of action, as well as to discuss preliminary negotiations involving matters of trade or commerce in which the governmental body is in competition with private individuals or entities or other governmental bodies in Alabama, in other states, or in foreign nations, the discussions of which would have a detrimental effect upon the competitive position of a party to the negotiations if disclosed outside of executive session.
Okay, we have a motion in a second. All in favor of going to executive session, please say aye.